Work is definitely underway on the Greenway down near the Cooks River, and this is a really good thing. Well, let's just take 5 minutes to go through where things are up to now. And what we're looking at here is where the Greenway goes underneath the railway line and starts to get to the point where it follows the railway line. Now, in case anyone's wondering why this kind of work is essential, I give you Exhibit A, this mad driver. I'm not sure if they ran the stop sign because it's, you know, I didn't have that bit on film, but there's speed humps on this road, there's potholes, there's a cyclist, the sign's up saying roadworks 40 kilometres an hour, and they just didn't care. And they were trying to overtake on a double white line on a blind corner in a roadwork site with oncoming traffic. And I think that just kind of gives you an idea of the kind of people we're dealing with out there on the roads and why safe, separated bicycle infrastructure is so essential. I mean, I don't want to be on the roads with these people. I certainly don't want my kids on the roads with these people. I'd prefer to be off the road and well away from muppets like this. Thankfully, nothing bad came of that, but they didn't really seem to be in any mood for slowing down. And good luck if you were crossing across this crosswalk with that person speeding the way they were. I mean, just look at the way they took off as they went across there. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's have a look at this section of nice new concrete. And look, having spent 6 months in Perth, I'm not a fan of concrete at all. I don't think it's as grippy as asphalt. I don't think it stands out. I like the red asphalt. It's an absolute no-brainer. And here's another point. Look at the patches there where the green paint has already worn away in multiple locations. This stuff just doesn't stick well to cement. So I don't know if that's why they've got these water-filled barriers here for that reason, or whether this just isn't open yet. I don't know. But it's getting used. It's good. But yes, I would prefer all this to have been done in red asphalt. I don't know if it's cheaper. I don't know if it's easier to lay, but it certainly sends a very simple visual signal to people that this is the path. And interestingly enough, even though this is now a massively wide path, people will still walk in such a way to fill the path from side to side. This crossing here, I'm surprised they didn't make this more of a raised continuous footpath. I mean, it dips down a little bit, but I would have thought that's a very obvious place where you just make it straight across and send a clearer message to drivers going in and out of that car park that they have to give way. Now, obviously, I guess because of the tree roots along here, they're doing a raised path, so they don't have to dig out the tree roots. And I hope this kid on the scooter appreciates all this and is going to like this path once it's finished. Now, let's just go up the end here, because when I got to the end of all this steel work, I was thinking, where are they going to run the path from here? And I found out when I got home and had a look at the plans. But at the time, it wasn't particularly obvious. I didn't know if they were going to continue on up the street here or what they were going to do. But what they are going to do is actually, this concrete is going to go through where this fence is now and up that hill where that path is. And you can't really see from here how steep that path is, but it's going to run in the railway corridor. And it wasn't until I zoomed in on these plans, which I found were pretty much impossible to decipher. I got to say to the architects who did this is really, really hard to read. Really hard to read. But anyway, it's a 5% gradient all the way up, and the only way I found that was by zooming in about 200%, and you can see that it's going to be a bit of an incline going up there, but that's all right. This is the other bit that really surprised me. Look at this. Was that September 2018 was when they were revising these. The plans were actually 100% complete in May 2020. So a year and a half later, after the plans were completed, concrete is being laid. I think it just goes to show just the extraordinary amount of time it takes to get these projects up and running. Maybe now that we've got a Minister for Active Transport, things will change. It'll be interesting to see whether it's going to be easier to kind of push these things through the bureaucracy, because that's just absolutely astonishing to do something as simple as lay a bit of concrete and do a bit of landscaping it takes that long to get the plans finalised and actually, get people on the ground doing work. Anyway, this is just coming out the other end where they've already done a whole lot of landscaping. All these islands were put in well over 6 months ago, and these curbs were built out and all the rest of it to make this a safer place to go through. So this is all good. Anyway, it'd just be interesting to keep an eye on construction work down there and see how long it takes to push that path through. And just remember, this is why Muppets like this idiot.